Yo, what's up? I'm back. Once again, the only Westerner. Speaking the unbiased truth about Western people, and in this video I want to talk about why relationships in the West are only going to get worse for many years to come. You'd think this is the worst that they could get, but they will get worse. So I want to explain why that is, or one of the things. And I've touched on this many times. Western people are driven by the ego. They've got huge egos. They are bullies. And bullies are always on the attack. That's been my experience here in the West, growing up from a young child. I saw bullying everywhere. And one of the patterns that I saw, and this has been my experience, is that, like I said, they're bullies, so they're always starting trouble out of nothing, starting shit on purpose. But whenever shit starts, nobody ever said, let's fix it. One of the things that they do, because they're always looking for trouble, they're always looking for excuses to attack people. And this is my experience with my family, with my friends, with the girlfriends that I've had, is that whenever anything happens, their first reaction is to escalate, to take revenge. So it's like they're waiting to attack, which is exactly what they're doing. Never had I had anybody say sorry or say, hey, let's stop it and fix it. It's always escalating, retaliating. And this is why relationships ain't gonna get better in the West, because that's the attitude of people. Like I said, I've had girlfriends do this. Whenever there was a problem, their reaction, the only thing they did was retaliate. Never say fucking, hey, let's stop this before it gets out of control, or fix this problem. Usually fixing a problem is at the very beginning before it gets out of control. But at any time I've never heard them say, let's fix this. My own mother, in the relationship I have with her, and all the bullshit that she's done to me, she's never said, let's fix this. Never said she was sorry for what she's done. Now in her 80s, she's said, I regret some of the shit that I've done, but there's no apology there. And like I said, I've had this experience with friends, best friends. Any little thing, let me give you an example, and this is something that people do with strangers, even girls do. I've had a lot of girls do this. I've moved around a lot, so I'll go to the supermarket and I'll see a girl and I'll find her attractive. We stare at each other. Now, because I don't go up and talk to her, she takes that situation as a negative, thinks I'm ignoring her. Now, the next time I come, she will ignore me. So you can see, instead of, she didn't come up and say hello, she didn't smile. She expected me to do it because I didn't do it, even though she did exactly the same thing, just stood there and stared at me. Because I didn't run up and say hello, she took it as that I was ignoring her and used that as an excuse to ignore me back, to escalate the situation. And this is just one example of the millions. But that's what Westerners do. Westerners have forever. It's in our history. The elite that run the West have started wars everywhere. The conquerors went to other countries to start shit. Most of the wars have been started on purpose. Then they behave exactly the same thing. If another country does something, their natural reaction is to retaliate, to escalate. Never talks of peace. Now, I've hung out when I was young, in my early 20s, hung out with violent guys in a gang-style situation. I've been out with them looking for trouble, drunk and looking for trouble. And I've been with them when they've gone to attack a person that was alone, that was doing nothing to them. I've had this happen many times where somebody in the group would say that he said something when the guy didn't, or he looked at us in an evil way when he didn't, just to start shit, to get everybody else to attack this person. Now, I have stopped the attack, and I was looked at strangely. It's the same as when I have done, hey, let's stop the bullshit, even with girlfriends. Let's stop the bullshit before it gets out of control. Let's fix this problem. They look at you like you're stupid. Like, don't you understand? All we want is war. You're an idiot if you're stopping this, because all we want is war. We're looking for any little excuse to retaliate, to revenge, to escalate the situation. But all Westerners do this. People don't understand, but bullies attack within themselves, so Westerners attack each other. Shaming people is an attack, which is what the manosphere does to the feminist movement or the women's movement, or to women. Women attack men, men attack women. Usually through shaming. But shaming is an attack. It escalates shit. Shaming pisses the other person off. They want to come back and do more shit. The thing is this: if you're not fixing the problem, you're making the problem worse, because whenever there is a problem, if you don't fix it, what you're doing at that moment is allowing that problem to get worse. Problems get worse and worse and worse. They don't just stay the same. So the act of not fixing the problem is making it worse. So you're either fixing the problem or you're making it worse. And like I said, Westerners, I've seen them time and time again, their natural reaction is not to fix, not to solve the problem when it comes to disputes, problems they have with other people. If people have said sorry, if they have tried to fix problems, it is so minute that I don't even have a memory of it. It's been drowned by all the times where people would choose to escalate, to retaliate, to attack back. That's the ego mentality of Western people. They attack each other. This shit they don't want to admit, because they all claim that it's the other person, and that they're not doing nothing, that it's the other person, but they're fucking lying. I've made people see their behavior as bullshit. They've hated me after. Even though they blamed everybody else, I showed them, hey, you're just as at fault. And they would look at me as if I was a traitor. I was supposed to be on their side, going along with that bullshit, saying, no, it's all the other side's fault. It's the same as when I speak. My channel doesn't go in the manosphere. It doesn't get promoted by guys, because I show the fact that guys are doing just the same shit. But no, the channels that go are the ones that say, oh, it's all women's fault. Us men are fucking perfect. It's absolute fucking bullshit. I've had more men do bullshit to me. More men do this bullshit than I've had women. Maybe it's equal. But I've never had, men aren't the fucking perfect that they claim to be, even in the war between men and women. But this is the general attitude of Western people. Western people and their huge egos are constantly attacking who the fuck ever, whoever's next to them. When there's no one else, they'll attack their best friend, their brother, their sister, their own children. That's their mentality. Never do they say, let's fix this problem. That's why relationships in the West are only going to get worse. Until people learn how the ego functions, which is what people need to understand to be able to then check their ego. Squash their ego so they're no longer behaving in this manner. When you squash your ego, you want to solve shit. You don't want to fucking do shit that makes the problem worse. Humans are or have the ability to fix problems. We're going to have problems, but we also have the ability to fix problems. That's one of the traits of humans, to fix problems. Unless they got huge egos, which means they want to fucking escalate the problem, make the problem worse, all while saying, oh, we're helping. Same as the conquerors. The conquerors came here, and this is the whole bullshit about freedom. They came here, then jailed all the native people, forced them to no longer practice their tribal ways, forced them to learn the modern ways, and then said, no, we're all about freedom. We're trying to make you free. When they had caged them and then forced them to. There's no fucking freedom in that, but it's the same as what bullies do. They start shit or escalate shit while always blaming the other side, claiming they're the fuck. No, it's them. We're the good ones. We didn't do nothing. So until Western people learn how the ego functions, how to squash their egos, none of this is gonna fucking get better. They're gonna keep on doing what they've always done, which is continuously do shit to escalate while saying they're trying to help, while saying they're the good ones and it's all their fault. But they're gonna continuously escalate shit, which makes shit worse. Or at the very least, not fix things. Don't do anything to fix anything, which also makes things worse. Alright, I just thought I'd explain that. I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'm out.